I'm sorry. That that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. As you can imagine, I have been through every emotion over the past several days, from, anger, rage, disappointment, hurt, feeling that, guilt, that I let my team lose their job.
In a major network shakeup, MSNBC canceled Joy Reid's primetime show, The ReidOut. Reid, a trailblazing journalist and MSNBC's first black female primetime anchor, has never shied away from controversy. Her bold commentary and strong Caribbean roots have shaped her perspective, making her presence in cable news both influential and divisive. It wouldn't be wrong to say that her mother's Guyanese heritage instilled a sense of resilience and cultural pride that eventually fueled her fearless approach to journalism. But now, with her show abruptly axed, questions are swirling. While network insiders cite strategic realignments under new leadership as the primary reason, many observers speculate that the cancellation may also reflect political motivations. Was it just a routine programming change? Or was a deeper political motive at play? Let's break it down, starting with Reid's rise to the top. Born Joyanne M. Lomina Reid in New York City, Joy Reid has become one of cable news' most prominent voices. A Harvard University graduate, she transformed her passion for journalism into a career that saw her emerge as the network's first black female primetime anchor. From her early days as a correspondent to hosting acclaimed programs like AM Joy and The Reid Report, Reid has consistently pushed the boundaries of political commentary.
Good morning and welcome back to AM Joy. Donald Trump was in rare form this week with the contradictions, historical revisions, false claims, and outright lies flying fast and furious, especially when it came to questions of national security. And that time he said Putin has been more of a leader than President Obama. The list goes on and on and on and on and on, all the way to the lie he repeated yet again on Thursday, the provably false claim that he was totally against the Iraq war from the beginning.
The ReidOut became a cornerstone of MSNBC's lineup, offering in-depth interviews and incisive perspectives on pressing political issues. Reid's willingness to tackle controversial topics and challenge established narratives won her both staunch supporters and fierce critics. For Reid, every professional setback was met with determination, a quality many believe was nurtured by her family's strong cultural legacy. And it won't be wrong to say that this resilience comes from her deep Caribbean roots. A compelling element of Joy Reid's story is her connection to the Caribbean. Although she was born in the United States, her maternal heritage shaped her identity. Her mother hails from Guyana, a vibrant Caribbean nation with a rich cultural tapestry. This heritage has enriched her narrative and influenced her perspective on race, identity, and social justice issues. For Reid, Guyanese culture's resilience and community spirit have been constant sources of inspiration. Her mother's stories instilled in her an early understanding that struggles for equality and justice are universal. This insight has given her reporting a unique lens that bridges American politics with the broader experiences of marginalized communities. In every broadcast, Reid has proudly emphasized her Caribbean heritage, linking her professional accomplishments to the lessons of unity and perseverance her family taught her. But despite her impact, her time on primetime television has come to an unexpected end.
I want to bring in my pals, Rachel Maddow, Nicole Wallace, and Lawrence O'Donnell. It's exactly like the specials, except I can't ask Maddow for cocktail tips when she's trying to write 8,000 words of copy. And I'm like, well, can't you just tell me one thing about the cocktails? No, I have to write this copy. Thank you all for being here. Let's talk about this, because I wanted you guys to be here with me because you are my comrades in arms in covering this insane moment that we're in when it comes to what is happening in our country. I want to start with you, Rachel. I would love for you to give our audience just your take, your tips. What do you think people can be doing right now that's effective?
Well, first I want to say that I love you, Joy.
I love you.
And that I am bereft that the ReidOut is ending. I just can't even, sort of can't get beyond that, so I want to say that.
The abrupt cancellation of the ReidOut has ignited intense debate among political pundits, media critics, and loyal viewers. Sources familiar with internal discussions reveal that the decision is part of a sweeping program reshuffle led by MSNBC's new president, Rebecca Cutler. The revamped lineup will feature a panel format with anchors Simone Sanders Townsend, Alicia Menendez, and Michael Steele. These anchors are expected to bring a fresh perspective to primetime coverage. Critics argue that the timing of the show's cancellation is hardly coincidental. As the nation has grappled with polarized political battles in recent years, Reid's program was seen as a beacon of progressive counter-narrative, challenging entrenched political orthodoxies and amplifying marginalized voices. For some, this move raises troubling questions. Is it simply a matter of ratings and corporate strategy? Or is it an attempt to sideline dissenting viewpoints in a politically charged media landscape? Well, her supporters maintain that her cancellation reflects broader trends in media consolidation and shifting priorities. With ratings under pressure and digital platforms reshaping news consumption, networks like MSNBC continually recalibrate their offerings to capture new audiences. Yet for longtime viewers, Reid's departure feels like the loss of an essential voice, and while some celebrate her influence, others have been more critical. Over the years, Joy Reid's work has elicited a spectrum of responses. On the positive side, many critics have lauded her for being a trailblazer in an industry long dominated by conventional narratives. Reviewers from major publications have highlighted her incisive analysis and fearless commitment to covering complex subjects. Not just that, several social media campaigns and testimonials also show how Reid's presence on television has empowered many, both within the Caribbean diaspora and many marginalized communities across the United States. On the other hand, Reid has not escaped criticism. Some pundits on the political right have labeled her commentary polarizing and excessively partisan. Several conservative critics have even argued that her style, which unapologetically blends personal narrative with political analysis, sometimes strays into advocacy rather than objective reporting. These negative reviews, while contentious, confirm the highly charged atmosphere in which Reid has operated. It's safe to say that she has been working in a space where bold voices can often spark equally vigorous debate. Such mixed reviews attest to the complexity of her impact. But beyond the debates and divided opinions, Reid has had an influence far beyond politics. It's important to note that her influence extends to inspiring women and members of the Caribbean community. As the first Black female primetime anchor on MSNBC, she shattered long-held barriers in an industry where representation has historically been limited. Her ascent to prominence has paved the way for countless women, particularly those from underrepresented backgrounds, to pursue careers in journalism and media. Reid's success has resonated strongly within the Caribbean diaspora. For many in communities from Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and beyond, her on-air presence is a powerful reminder that their heritage is a source of pride and strength. In several interviews and public appearances, Reid has often emphasized the importance of staying connected to one's roots, inspiring young people to embrace their cultural identities while striving for excellence in their professional lives. Not to mention, her work has sparked conversations about the value of diverse perspectives in media. Community leaders and cultural commentators have praised her for bringing issues of racial justice, economic inequality, and social empowerment to the forefront of national discourse. This dual impact as a journalist and cultural icon cements her legacy as someone who not only reported on history, but also helped shape it. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you. Her journey to the top wasn't without obstacles, but she's been turning challenges into stepping stones. To fully understand Joy Reid's achievements, we must look at her journey from humble beginnings to the apex of cable news. Growing up in a multicultural environment, she experienced the challenges and opportunities that arise when diverse cultures intersect. Although she was born in New York, her early life was profoundly influenced by the vibrant Caribbean culture passed down by her mother. This upbringing provided her with a dual perspective rooted in the American experience while staying connected to the rich traditions and struggles of the Caribbean. In her career as a journalist, Reid's path was never an easy one. Early in her career, she boldly left a secure business consulting job to pursue journalism, a decision that redefined her life. In South Florida, working for a local television station, she honed her skills in a challenging yet rewarding environment. Her on-air work soon caught the attention of major networks, paving the way for her transition to national broadcasting. Over the years, her fearless reporting and unapologetic style earned her a reputation as a trailblazer, unafraid to demand accountability from those in power. Her career is dotted with milestones that underscore her commitment to journalistic integrity and social justice. In 2020, she was tapped to host the ReidOut, cementing her status as a leading voice in political commentary, while breaking new ground for women in color in the media. But her exit raises bigger questions about the changing dynamics of news and politics in the media. Reid's cancellation comes as the media landscape undergoes profound changes. Traditional cable news networks have struggled to remain relevant amid the rise of social media and digital news consumption. With viewership habits shifting and new platforms emerging, networks are under immense pressure to innovate, often by rethinking long-established programming structures. Some analysts believe Reid's dismissal may also signal an effort to recalibrate the network's political narrative. While she is celebrated for her progressive stance and willingness to challenge the status quo, her uncompromising commentary might have been perceived as too polarizing. Critics argue that replacing her with a panel of anchors representing a broader spectrum of opinions could be seen as an attempt to moderate the network's tone. However, longtime followers of Reid argue that her work was never solely about partisan politics. It was about telling the truth even when it was inconvenient, and about giving a voice to communities long overlooked by mainstream discourse. As MSNBC shifts its focus with a new programming strategy, the cancellation of the ReidOut marks the end of an era for Joy Reid. But it is far from the end of her journey. And we must celebrate her accomplishments amid uncertain times. Throughout her tenure at MSNBC and beyond, Reid has amassed many accomplishments showcasing her talent, determination, and the power of her unique perspective. Her work on AM Joy and the Reid Report broke significant ground regarding representation and redefined political commentary on cable news. Her reporting earned her accolades from peers and political analysts, cementing her reputation as a trusted voice in an increasingly polarized media environment. Not just that, her work as an author, through books that dissect American politics and civil rights struggles, has broadened her influence well beyond television screens. While critics may speculate about the political motivations behind her departure, her supporters see her as a symbol of resilience, a journalist who has weathered controversy and transformed challenges into opportunities. Her achievements attest to the strength of her convictions and the enduring impact of her Caribbean heritage, which has inspired her work from the beginning. But now, what does the future hold? With the cancellation of the ReidOut, many wonder what the future holds for Joy Reid. Will she return to the airwaves on a new platform? Or might she pivot to digital media, documentary filmmaking, or another form of commentary? While no official statement has been made regarding her next steps, insiders suggest that Reid is already exploring various possibilities. This transition represents both an end and a beginning, a moment to celebrate her contributions while eagerly anticipating the new directions she may take. Her ability to adapt and evolve will undoubtedly serve her well in an era where the boundaries between traditional and digital media continue to blur. It's also important to note her connection with her roots in the Caribbean. Central to Joy Reid's identity is the influence of her Caribbean roots, which have subtly yet significantly shaped her worldview. Although Guyana, her mother's homeland, has faced economic hardships and political instability, it remains a land of profound cultural richness and resilience. This background has given Reid a unique perspective on the challenges and triumphs of immigrant communities in America, informing her commitment to social justice and honest journalism. Reid has often spoken about how her mother's tales of life in Guyana instilled in her a deep appreciation for community, perseverance, and the importance of standing up for one's beliefs. These early lessons have resonated throughout her career, whether she was covering national political trends or exploring issues of race and inequality. Her work has consistently served as a bridge between two worlds, the high-stakes arena of American politics and the enduring cultural legacy of the Caribbean. This duality has set her apart from her peers and struck a chord with viewers who see in her a reflection of their own diverse experiences. But whatever the situation is, her story is a legacy that transcends the screen. Joy Reid's career has been marked by bold choices and courageous stands that redefined political commentary and elevated discussions around race, identity, and social justice in America. Joy Reid is a beacon of resilience for those who cherish the Caribbean's cultural richness. Her groundbreaking work has inspired countless women to pursue journalism and media careers, particularly those in historically marginalized communities. Joy Reid's journey from breaking barriers as MSNBC's first black female primetime anchor to becoming a voice for the voiceless has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her bold commentary, rooted in her Caribbean heritage and unwavering commitment to truth, has left an indelible mark on journalism and inspired countless individuals to embrace their identities and fight for justice. While the cancellation of the ReidOut marks the end of a significant chapter, it also opens the door to new possibilities. Reid's resilience, talent, and unique perspective ensure that her influence will continue to resonate, whether on screen, in print, or through new platforms. Do you think there was a political motive behind the cancellation of the ReidOut? And what's your stance on this cancellation? Do you think Reid should now move to other platforms to voice her opinions and concerns? Share your thoughts in the comments below because we'd love to hear them out. If you enjoyed this video, you'd also enjoy this one on 10 of the most powerful Caribbean women trailblazers in politics. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more inspiring stories. This is Caribbean Focus. See you in the next video.